Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. This is a cute card I have to share with you. It's this lovely honey bear enjoying his pot of honey in front of his home. So let's get started. The stamp sets we're going to use are Fluffiest Friends, and we're going to use this lovely little honey bear, and then we're also going to use for the greeting this one, Go To Greetings, and we're going to use the sentiment there that says Happy Birthday. Now we're going to stamp in Memento Tuxedo Black because we want to colour in with our Stampin Blend Alcohol markers. So we're just going to ink up our stamp, and we're just going to stamp here on a scrap piece of basic white cardstock. So you can see there's a little bear, and now I'm just turning it around on the other end. I'll just stamp my sentiment quickly and just try and get it as straight as possible. Not that it matters because we are going to cut it out. Okay, so now we're ready to start colouring, and as I said, we're going to use the Stampin Blend Alcohol markers, and I'm just showing here the colours I'm going to use, which are Copper Clay, Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, and a little bit of Crumb Cake. And I'm going to start with my darkest colour, which I think here I'm actually using as Pecan Pie as my darkest colour, and I'm just sort of tracing out where all the crease lines would be in the shadows with the darker of the two colours. And now I'm just going with my lighter colour and I'm blending all of that out, and you can just see here I'm just using the brush tip and just going around and blending it out, and then I will go back to the darker colour and add back any highlights or any darkening of areas where I think the crease line should be, or where I've maybe felt I've blended out the colour a bit too much. And I tend to go back and forth between the two, the light and the dark, until I'm happy with the finished article. So now I'm going to go in a little bit with my Crumb Cake for his nose and his ears, and also his paws, and then going in with the dark here quickly just to add a little bit of definition. And you can see sometimes I will go in, let the alcohol ink dry, and then go back in and add a little bit more. And here we're going in with our dark Pumpkin Pie, and the lighter one just to the bowl or his container for his honey. And I love how the honey is spilling out over the top. And I'm sorry there, the camera went a bit wobbly wibbly. And I'm just adding a little bit of depth with the different colours, and just, going back and forth until I'm happy with something. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Daffodil Delight for the honey that's spilling out over the top of the container. And there we go. Now I've cut everything out using the matching dies, and these are they. These are the Fluffiest Friends dies, and I've cut out the bear, and I've also cut out this shape for his little home for the background, and also some grass pieces. The designer series paper that I cut it out of is the Delightfully Eclectic, and I've got a piece of basic white here for the insert, and this measures 14.35 centimeters by 10, and it's the same measurement here for the Delightfully Eclectic designer series paper that I'm having on the outside, and that will be my background. I think I've got a bit of glue on my craft mat, but anyway. Now you can see this is going to be his little home, or the base that I'm going to have him sitting against. And I'm going to use a little bit of ink. I think this one here was Pumpkin Pie. And I'm just going to be using it here just to add a little bit of definition around the edge of the element, just to sort of darken up the outside and then make the inside look a little brighter. I'm doing the same for the honeycomb here, for the bee's home, the beehive I should rather say. And then for all the little grass and leaves that I cut out from the matching dies, and I cut these out using old olive cardstock. And you can see here you get a lot of different shapes and variety. This was just with one pass of all the dies. And I'm going to use just a small little blending brush here, and I'm just going to use some old olive ink, and I'm just going to add some definition again to these leaves just at the base, just to sort of give it a bit more depth and dimension, so the colour doesn't look so flat. So we've done that, so move those to the side as well, and now we can start to assemble our card. I've switched my grid paper over so that we don't get glue everywhere, and bring back all our little bits. And first and foremost, we're going to put down our little home, or a little hump for our bear to be sitting next to. I'm going to put that down there at the back. And then I'm going to put my little honey bear at the front, and I am going to pop him up on dimensionals. And as you might know if you've watched some of my videos, I am very generous with dimensionals, so you'll find quite a lot on here. Now if you are enjoying this video, I should say I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know, and I would also be grateful if you could subscribe. It really helps my videos become more available on YouTube. If YouTube sees that somebody's liked it, it's more likely to recommend it to other people, and that will be ever so helpful, and I'd be ever so grateful. So not just for me, but for any YouTube content creator, it always helps if you like their videos, if you do, of course. Now I'm just going to add my little grass here. I think it just starts to build this little scene so it doesn't look like he's floating around. And I've got just the 2 pieces. You could add a 3rd piece, but I didn't bother because I'm going to add some leaves now at the honeycomb, and that's going to cover up the fact that there's no grass there, so there's no need to put some down when you didn't need it. I'm going to put a dimensional on one side and then some glue on the other side so it will lay flat against my little honey bear and won't dip. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of leaves around it, almost like it's fallen down from the branch and brought down a few leaves with it. So I'm just going around adding a few here where I think I might want some, so there's some there, and then I think I'm going to add a few also on the other side here. Whoops. This is how I get glue everywhere and on my fingers, which I hate. I hate having glue on my fingers, but it doesn't seem to matter whether I use a pickup tool or tweezers. I end up going back to my fingers and it goes everywhere. So I cut out my sentiment using my trimmer, and now I'm going to back it onto this piece of old Olive Designer Series paper, and this is just from the family stacks. And here I'm popping it on the polka dot side, and then I'm just going to cut round it using my scissors. So you just get a very slight mat around it. You could also use the other side that's striped. Now I'm just going to pop this up on dimensionals. I'm just going to use the edges of my dimensionals. Remember to use everything on your dimensional sheet. They're all good dimension. So we're just going to pop that down there. Lovely. And now we're just going to do some finishing touches, and these are the festive pearls, and I'm just going to add a few here and there across my card. If you did enjoy this video and you want any more information like the supply list, the measurements, etc., it's all on the blog post on my website, and you'll find the link to that in the description box below. You'll also find all my social media links, including the link to my Facebook group where I host a monthly online card club, so do come and check us out. I host fortnightly challenges there as well, and do come and see what you would like. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.